trying to say? Because I don't know if I'm coming across.
Yeah, evening all. I understand both. I understand what both people are kind of saying, and you're both in the same position. But I don't know. There's a bit of a.
Right now, you've heard what was said today, and Danny could have jumped on the panel. He decided not to, or whatever. When myself and Jupiter was discussing it all, he could have jumped on there and clarified things, made me right, if you like, or whatever. Just clarified that what I said back then, or whatever, was the case, and it's one of them. 4-1, 4 round. It is that simple. Now, just listen for yourself how it actually went down.
I don't know. There's a bit in the middle that you think that Den's having a go at you, and vice versa. Probably. I don't know. There's a bit in the middle, but I've actually got proof, right, of what Den's saying. Okay, because I've got I put the link in the back, and I don't know if anyone's with public embarrassment, if they can see the actual thing, right? So if you can pass it to Bleeding, that's fine. But it proves what's saying. See, I was on in the chat comments on the Bleeding Heart thing. I don't even know who these people are, okay? And it's down to me to make my decisions or whatever I do. But that got back. He then said, because I was in that chat, I'm endorsing things that I said way past or whatever that she said. So I've got to endorse it because I'm in the chat. So I think what then...
Now, an example of that, and I can play it, it's not a problem or whatever. Wendy's come out with, Danny Roscoe, he sat with an IRA supporter, Bleeding Heart, blah, 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 and started a whole new hate campaign based off that. Now, if Jupiter would have been truthful up front beforehand with Danny and said, these people, there is some problems around it and whatever, better you know than you don't know, Danny. X, Y, and Z. Now you know. Now you can make your own mind up or whatever. That did not happen, did it?
Saying is, look, right, it's okay to have people wherever they go, but they have to be known about the past because it can come back onto them, Exactly. And I get information from fucking hundreds of people. I've got probably about 6 people who send me information about certain things, Be careful what they're saying this about you, because I'm not about online all the time. I'm not in all these little groups and whatever, so it's beneficial for me to have the information, so then at least I can make that informed choice, do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Have I not said that? Does it not make sense? Is it not just common sense, logic and fucking reason? But according to Jupiter, no, it's fine, everyone will just get on, even though they all ideologically fucking hate each other. Yeah, they'll all just get on.
I think that's all Den's saying, as he drops out. And that's it. So he's not saying he's got to dictate, do you know what I mean? He's dictating to anyone or dictating to you what has to go on. It's just informative, do you know what I mean?
I can't read that because I haven't got Telegram on my computer, I've only got it on my phone.
Oh, do you want me to read it? Here's a bit.
Yeah, please.
Right, let me read it. Right, so I was...
Oh, he's got his back, hold on. Yeah, go on.
You mean phone kicked me out for some deaf reason?
Yeah, no, we've lost it. Danny, we've lost your sound. Danny?
That's what I'm
Yeah, you're back now. Go on.
What about now? I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Yep. Go on.
Yeah.
Can you still...
Oh, I think when he's going into Telegram, we can't hear him.
All right.
It's when I go into the other bit. Can you hear me like this?
Yeah.
Right, so I can get the basics of it, right? So it said, could Danny Roscoe, aka Scott Tomlin, please explain to me why he was happily posting comments in the chat of Bleeding Heart, aka some name from Ireland, a woman known to be connected with Irish Antifa and known as an IRA supporter. This woman has stopped lots of people. Didn't Scotty Tomlin tell lies about his ex-girlfriend, robbing his child, that Antifa threatened them when they doxed me, or when they doxed her, although we knew it's bullshit at the time. So because I was in her chat, the next day they put this out, and it's right, it only goes to 60 people or whatnot, and I've always said this. Who are them 60 people who continually do it? Who are them 20 people who continually watch it? So it's not about what they're posting, because all they are is a hub for other people. So is it Antifa taking this off? Is it, do you know what I mean? It's just like an information hub. So of me not knowing anything, I've had that comeback. Now I'll still make the same choice. I still speak to her now.
Now, was it right? Was it wrong? Was it somewhere in the middle? 4-1, 4 round. It is that simple. Off the back of that, you can make a fucking decision for yourself, knowing the facts, knowing the evidence. Now, I have said the exact same thing today to Danny on WhatsApp. If you've not warned, like you weren't warned, if you've not warned people like AY and Roy and whatever, when they do find out and they realise that you knew but didn't fucking warn them, it's not going to look good, Danny. It's not. The responsible thing to do with a situation like that is to pass on that evidence to the people that you're introducing them to them communities. Now, if people can't see that for themselves, then it will play out in the long game, because these people have been doing the same shit over and over and over again for the whole time that they've been around. It is that simple. You've not been around long enough, Danny, to understand all this or whatever. I get that. You know, if you have to play it out the long game and whatever and keep getting bit by the same people, it is what it is. A snake only ever sheds its skin to become a bigger snake. It is that simple.
So it's not like it's anything that I know what they're gonna put back at me and whatever. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But
now, it was Wendy that started out that hate campaign or whatever, and Wendy's now sat back with Jupiter. So you figure that out for yourselves.
have the information is better. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Look how quiet Jupiter's gone now, realistically. She knows. Danny's saying exactly what I'm saying, and he's agreeing with what I'm saying.
I think
So there's been lots of rumours. There's been lots of rumours that she's Antifa, and I've asked her this in the past, but there's never been any evidence.
She's admitted it, Jupiter. She's admitted it. Do you want me to dig deep and find him?
Yeah.
She's not just admitted it, she's been loud and proud about it. Fucking hell, I've said this a million times. I've known her, Bleeding Heart, a lot longer than Jupiter or any of these other people. Bleeding Heart used to be around Danny Jones, around that fucking case or whatever. So all these movements forward into all your groups was just more planned fucking infiltration. And like I warned you when I came and spoke to you and Jupiter and fucking Wendy originally, these people that are in your community now are now going to try to proceed to groom your communities around X, Y, and Z, and that's exactly what happened, because warnings weren't fucking acknowledged, weren't fucking addressed. People was then able to be manipulated and groomed to the point where people have been running about supporting people that have absolutely told ridiculous lies, made people into paedophiles when they're not. Even Danny himself, Danny Roscoe himself, was made to be a fucking domestic terrorist and a fucking woman abuser. They tried to tell you all that somehow a rapist is the victim and the little girl that got raped is somehow the monster, the temptress. Every single thing I've said from entry to these fucking groups has been spot on, correct, backed up with evidence. Do you know what I mean? It's literally hard for me that knows all this stuff and has got the evidence for this stuff to deal with the people that have been around this shit 2 minutes and think that, you know, they somehow know everything and fucking whatever. It's madness. Experience is literally the fucking key. Knowledge of what's gone on, what people are about, what works, what doesn't work, how the law works, what you can use, what are your solutions, what are your fucking lawful resolves and solutions to a lot of the problems. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. I've not wasted my time on pointless fucking shit things like, oh yeah, we all sat on rails for fucking 10 hours a day or whatever. I didn't do all that shit. The only time I've spent online has been things that are actually educational, that learn you to be able to discuss certain things, certain fucking ideologies, what they mean, what it fucking translates to in action-wise kind of things and whatever. You name it, I've put the effort in and I've supported anybody with a fucking half-decent cause or whatever. Now, what the fuck have you done, Jupiter, realistically, besides cause nothing but division, divide, fucking venomous hate, stabbing people left, right and centre in the back? Everyone around you at one point in time has been stabbed in the back by you to save your own ass or whatever. And they all know that. They all know that singular, they all know that collectively. And that's why you hated. So when you jump on Danny's channel or whatever, yeah, you can have loads of people jumping in there saying harsh truths that you don't like, so then you have to block them all. Having you around anything is just literally injecting cancer into that fucking group or movement, and it will just die from lack of fucking common sense, logic or reason.
Okay, people. Good morning. This is only going to be a quick one because I'm going to be back later this evening with a live stream on my Jupiter Affiliated. So just to let everybody know, I will be over on Jupiter Affiliated, my main channel, this evening. So look out for the notification. Okay. So it appears, as we've witnessed in the last few days, there's been a lot of to-in and fro-in. And Den Terrigan's been desperate to get himself involved. Den, strange weirdo that was involved with Danny Oakes Jones and I don't know, all these.
She says involved, but it was exposing Danny Jones. There is a massive difference.
Toasted Lot and Kaylee Enav and a very, very strange group. You know, he claims he's Britain first.
The Kaylee thing was the King's flagship, which was being platformed and protected on Wake Up UK, which is Jupiter's handler.
I don't know. Then he says he's not involved.
Britain First, yeah, I was involved. I was involved with a lot of groups. Tommy Robinson group, Britain First group, Football Lads Alliance, DFLA, Seeks Awareness, PAG UK. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And what?
Don't know. I don't think Den even knows what he is, but I do think he's a hope not hate agent.
Right, well, if I was a hope not hate agent, how would it make sense that I've literally flat packed all the hope not hate wankers, put them all in a box and buried them all? How would that make sense? Not being funny, but just for Team Tommy alone or whatever, you can go as far back as when Wake Up UK was platforming Eric the Brainless, Eric Heaps I think his name was, the guy from Rotherham, where Eric was on Wake Up UK telling people that Tommy was poisoning his dogs, Tommy was setting his cars on fire, blah fucking blah. I boxed all that up, put all them back in the box. You even had James and Tracer in the mix, trying to peddle the bullshit and whatever. I put them in the box. I was given the green light to confront and expose Mandy Mosley and all this shower of shit, including people like Wendy that was sat with him for close to a year. So how would it make sense realistically that I'm hope not hate? Fucking wonky cunt.
Not hate agent. I've got my reasons for that. And
not being funny, but you can check. Go and check with fucking Glenn's Affo, Ginger Toner. Was I given the green light to fucking flat pack all that bullshit?
Maybe I'll break that down in a few weeks with evidence. But right now, that's not really my issue. And he can sit and cry and scream and kick as much as he like. He can be.
I'm not fucking crying or kicking and screaming. That's your role, isn't it?
As bitter as he likes, because he is a bitter man. He's somebody that.
Yeah, I sound bitter, don't I?
Well, from what I can gather, he came from a completely different sector to me. I came onto YouTube through going to Speaker's Corner and up through that when Speaker.
I bet she misses out the part where she was sat with the actual far right until they booted her out of that group as well. Jupiter's been booted out of every fucking community that she's been in, and they've all come up with the same conclusion. Funny that.
Corner got shut down. We tended to go onto the panels. I'd already been a regular on Callum's and Raj's through Speaker's Corner, and then I went on to do my own channels. Then I'm not so sure about. I don't really know his past. I don't really care to know his past. I think he's a bit of a wank stain. But from what I can gather, he took umbrage when I actually went on to Wake Up UK because he'd already had arguments with Wake Up UK, and he said that Wake Up UK was a handler.
Yeah, we've seen the evidence of this happening for a number of years now, haven't we, Jupiter? Where you've covered up for hope not hate, where you've lied for hope not hate. You name it, you've done it, and you've always had Jason Tyler in the background. You've doxed people for Jason Tyler to swap Danny Simpson for somebody from Hope Not Hate. The list goes on and on and on.
And for some strange reason, he thought because I did a slot on Wake Up UK's, it meant that Wake Up UK was my handler, which I found really bizarre and weird. I've noticed there's a pattern of behaviour with Den. If he finds something you do that he doesn't like, or he gets upset because you challenge him or you make him look stupid, then what he does is he turns it.
Jupiter, you've never in your life ever made me look stupid. Ever. Let's get fucking that straight.
To a troll and trolls people continuously, gets involved with things that there's nothing to do with him.
What she means is when I fucking see things blatantly and I call them out and she doesn't like it because she's got these people as fucking troll shields around him when they're running around doxing people's children and all sorts of fucked up shit. She don't like it when I call it out, that's all it is.
And actually add stuff that isn't it.
I only get involved if something is detrimental to the movement. Now, when she's trying to make herself, I'm the big I am or whatever, I've got all these connections like she's the big I am of Tommy Robinson or whatever, then it kind of has to be addressed. Simple as that. Because people like G Block, people like Ghost will take that and go, oh look, and they have done many examples of them doing. You know, this is the Tommy Robinson. This is what they're all about. Jupiter is the benchmark. Now, some time ago, I did actually get Jupiter and Wendy to admit that actually there wasn't anything to do with the Tommy Robinson movement. There's just support. Some of the things that Tommy has pointed out, the grooming gangs, the terrorism. Now that's 99.9% of the general public.
He adds stuff that isn't even the truth, okay?
No, I don't.
Which is kind of weird because
what I generally do is put their own words out. That is the very best evidence.
That's what trolls do. But he swears that he's not a troll and he's pissing important and that he knows all these
I've never said I'm important, and I'm certainly no troll.
People and all these people take him seriously. I know for a fact that they don't. He claims they do. But
you don't know anything as a fact, Jupiter. I'm not being funny, but you don't even know people I know. The only people you speak to, which you think are like the fucking be all and end all or whatever, is Danny Roscoe, who's not been around long, Ginger Tony, who give me the green light, along with Glenn Zaffer, to confront you and your friends on a lot of bullshit. So let's stop talking shit. Fact of the matter is, you don't know anybody. The only people you know are the people you know from online. Your existence doesn't exist in real life, realistically, does it, Jupiter?
But that's up to him. I'm not here to compete with somebody who's a wank stain. Hi, Babs, good morning.
And what are you? A dirty ass shit stain. Go and have a bath, you tramp.
Hope you enjoyed the show. So, yesterday evening, Nixie did a show, and because she too has obviously been slandered by Eazy-E, and because I had been made aware that Moon had done a show earlier in the day that I hadn't even watched yesterday, I thought maybe Nixie was going to talk about that, and I was quite right at the beginning of it.
I've been sent a couple of clips from Moon's or whatever. If anyone's got a link for that, I won't mind having a listen, to be fair.
Was talking about that. So I went up on the panel to speak to her, but it wasn't long before Pimp and all that when he got there. But then came in the side chat, and he made a couple of allegations. The first one was that it was fake outrage, me being upset, being put in a paedophile.
Yeah, it was fake outrage. You weren't asked when everyone else was doing it, and you was recommending people to go on it. On Bleeding Hearts and ESO's, whatever it was, the fucking bus or wall or some shit.
Right, when I'm not a paedophile. Well, I don't think it's fake outrage. I'm sorry that Dem thinks that everything I do is fake, but that's only because...
Well, it is. Everything you do is fake. It's virtue signalling bullshit, obviously. Not being funny, but you can't make out, oh, I'm concerned about the girls or whatever. I'm all concerned about the grooming victims, and then sit on a panel with Wendy mocking grooming victims, making out the scammers and fucking tricksters and all this bullshit, grifters. You can't, it doesn't work. So yeah, you're full of shit. It's fake outrage.
Obviously, he doesn't like me.
Virtue signalling bullshit.
I mean, anybody that gets put in a group like that would be actually annoyed. So for him to suggest it's fake outrage is just ridiculous. Fake outrage would be doing what Easy's doing, which is, I think he has stopped now, actually, so I do hope that he stopped. But I'm
not being funny, but Jupiter, over the Discord, blamed and made about 30 people into nonces for apparently fucking something to do with this Discord dropping fucking CSA. Jupiter will say child porn because she's wonky or whatever. But yeah, about 30 people was made into nonces and fucking pedos and all sorts of shit. Just because Jupiter didn't like being questioned over it. So when Dave had to keep telling her You know, you need to report this to the police, Jupiter. Are you just talking about it on the internet? You know, we need to be able to hold this person to account or whatever. That went on for days. It kept swapping from, oh, I've reported it. Then the next day is, I'm going to report it. Just pure bullshit.
But what he has done, you know, spending 9 days having meltdowns with various streams in the middle of the night, screaming and shouting and blaming people, and then taking the streams down. That's what you call fake outrage. Not
Well, how many times have you done that, Jupiter? You've hidden all your stuff, haven't you? Where's all the bucket analysis of fucking Clown World that you and Wendy did for about 9 months? You didn't pull anything out, did you? You didn't question any evidence. No, you just added your pointless narrative and opinions on top of that bullshit. That's all you did. The only person that actually questioned it after being given a green light was me, and I flat packed all of it. Simple as that.
she's somebody who's actually upset about something. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, he says it's nothing really to be bothered about. But that's not what he said when it was himself, because this man is a total hypocrite. And we're going to discuss that in a minute. And then the second thing he said was,
well, Eric ran he still runs, or whatever, a site where everyone put on there pedos, nonces, woman beaters, you name it. It's like a fucking wronging site or whatever. Now, Jupiter was quite happy sending people to that site or whatever. I laughed when she tried it with me or whatever. I said to her, you know, you do realise you're on there and all your fucking sons are on there. And according to that site, they're all, you know, yourself and your sons and your fucking midget husband and whatever are all paedophiles and woman beaters and fucking all sorts of wonky shit. I just laughed. Now, have you ever heard me moan about being on Eric's site? No, you haven't. You may have heard me say shit about putting my son on there. Yeah, quite annoyed. When they're making out he's a Nazi. You've had Wake Up UK, Jupiter's handler, put my son on Wake Up UK several times, and I've got the evidence. He put forward his phone, his Facebook, his phone number, his pictures. He made out he was a Nazi because his favourite film on Facebook is American History X. Go and watch American History X. Does that make you a Nazi? Madness that these cunts have come out with is unreal. And all because I flat packed a treasonous plot, a scam which was targeting mainly veterans and mainly patriots. Yeah? So because I did that, and Wake Up UK was obviously platforming that and protecting it, then all of a sudden, you know, just going into me, that weren't enough. No, we'll go for your kids. Yeah? Fuck that.
that I enrolled Esau and Bleeding Heart to be my trolls. That's not true at all.
Is it not? Are you sure it's not? Okay. Bet you don't fucking review this video, bitch.
So I've always gone onto panels that other people wouldn't necessarily have gone onto. And I've seen that part of the problem is that whilst you want to keep yourself away from people that might do doxing or stuff that you don't like, yeah? Which I can understand what you're saying, like Esau, because what Esau does, right? Whilst you might...
I'll agree with that with you, but yeah, she goes in places that other people won't or whatever, including all the far right shit. Now, it was the far right group that first kicked her out. Called her out, exposed her for what she was. Vinnie Sullivan had a lot to say. I've got all these clips and fucking videos and whatever in the background. I can produce at any moment I want. It's not a problem.
I want to keep away from the Esau's of the world. It starts...
It's weird that they thought she was this, that, the other, all the things that pretty much I'm saying today. Funny that, isn't it?
It's often saying, oh, we're going to do this for the betterment of people, and then it ends up with echo chambers, and then it ends up with the echo chambers warring with each other. Whereas I'm much more realistic, and I understand that we live in a world where people are individuals, people make mistakes, people get angry, people do things that are not necessarily positive, and that the only way that you can make things better is to teach them how to be a bit more positive. But I'm not going to lie, and I hope that Danny's going to probably put this a bit better. Just like the other day, there was an analogy, and he said, if we end up with black supremacists in this country, do we want to be in a position where we don't have white supremacists that can stand up to it because nobody
Fuck knows. That to me is mad. That to me is mad.
Because nobody else would want to, right? Just like I understand that premise. If we are going to have people that are prepared to go to the levels that only someone like Esau would be prepared to go to, then it's always good to have an Esau.
Okay. Are we clear? Are we transparent? Are we a fucking weight to what has actually gone on and unfolded before you? Everybody needs an Esau. Okay. So where do Esau's loyalties actually lie then? Realistically, is it with the Patriots? Is it with Team Tommy? Because it seems to be the only people that are getting attacked are the people the opposite side of that. As Taff has witnessed himself today and many other times before that, he didn't lose his job all on his own, did he? Realistically, he didn't threaten to cut off the fingers of his own daughter, did he? No, that all came from that fucking group, Dream Team, the people that you are still fucking perfectly happy to have alongside, sit with, and make out to people. Oh, you know, this one's a decent person, that one's a decent person. There ain't a decent person among that fucking group. I don't see that.
Yeah, I know, I agree. But that's the way I look at the world.
For me, it used to be the left that just did all that bio shit, whereas now it's kind of slipping into all camps. And at that point, how, as of any movement of anything, are you going to attract the masses when they can see the shit going on? I've not said that from day one, and I've not said that why one of the many reasons that I came away from the movement. If it's not something you can be proud of, if it's going to be turning into something that you'd be fucking ashamed to be any part of it, then it's not going to work. If you can't attract people that are already patriots, you're not going to attract Mr. and Mrs. Joe Public. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
To be a leader of anything.
No, but you're having the conversations, the discussions, and you should
Yeah, my show is for people to be able to have a platform where they can come on and have discussions from all different areas. And I think because I have gone to different areas.
See, now she's cut me off, so I'll just quick background information. Rude Awakening was put together for people to have opposing views, this, that, and the other. Everyone bring their sets of evidence, and then we all come away as winners with the well-balanced opinion based off the evidence that people have brought forward. Simple as that. That doesn't mean you have to sit with the enemy and tell people around you, oh, yeah, this person's a good person and whatever. Yeah, we should definitely let them into your community. And that's what's going on at this moment in time. I'm disappointed in Danny for not warning people like Roy, people like AY and whatever, of what it is that they're allowing into their communities. If they knew, they would make their own decisions, a well-balanced decision, based off what has been presented to them. If you don't tell them, we're in no better situation than Danny was in this situation, which we'll see unfold now.
Because I have gone to different areas, I have been able to introduce Danny to different people. Different people have come over here and spoke with him. And I do think that Danny gets something out of that. Danny don't spend all his time.
What Jupiter means is she injected Danny Roscoe into the G-Bot community or whatever to fight her battles. That's all that happened. Danny wasted 12 months of time on that when he could have spent that time elsewhere doing something productive. Anyone that knows Belly and G-Bot rejects and whatever knows well it would be a waste of Danny's time speaking to these cunts.
Over here with me.
Even if you could get them to, yeah, that's all, you know, we're all on the same page and this, that, and the other. Would you actually want people like Vela stood with you? Realistically, would you want people like Vela and Khan and all these other shit cunts that are over there in any way connected to what it is that you're about? I don't think so.
I understand that. I know everything he's doing.
This is why I generally do recordings when I'm in the car, because I'm always getting disturbed.
Is it you're about? I don't think so.
I understand that. I know everything he's doing.
It was mad that Jupiter kept that to herself, that it was Veli's brother that turned up to what they perceived to be Tommy's family home with Islamic extremist Ali Dawa and that other cunt's name, I can never remember that daft cunt's name or whatever, the guy that thinks he's a bit of a fighter. No, but really waiting to get one.
Wouldn't that be like key information for Danny to have been aware of at the time before entering that community? I would have thought so.
Whoever's put that together, the thought process was to get people from different accounts that don't, don't agree with each other on certain things, have discussions that don't turn into doxing and all that shit, whatever. And people come away from it with the facts and evidence to build a healthy opinion. That's it. See, now, is that not literally pretty much word for word what I've said? And I've not previewed it. This is from a year ago or whatever. The truth doesn't need fucking, do you know what I mean? It doesn't need rehearsing and this, that, and the other. The truth is the truth. You will remember it because it is the truth. Now, lies, on the other hand, it's a different story altogether, especially when there's been many fucking sessions of musical chairs and remixing the shit out of things to let these people back in. It's very different. The truth just rolls off your fucking tongue because it's the truth. We'll set it up like that. That's why we came to YouTube and told you what
yes, Lottie. Everyone does need an Esau. Everyone does need an Esau, Lottie. You've got out all the stuff.
Yeah, Taffy needs an Esau. Taffy needs an Esau.
I know exactly what I'm talking about when I say it, Lottie. You ain't going to make me feel bad. Because you'd love to have Esau working on your side, scratching around other people like you used to. Yeah, Lottie? Don't you fucking come here. Because you see me, I'm smarter than a lot of you think I fucking am. And I will pull every card I've got, every connection I've got, inside and outside of YouTube. Yeah? You think you're going to come to me with James Goddard and think I'm going to be scared? Fuck right off. You have no idea.
Who sounds angry, bitter, twisted, fucking spitting baby food out and throwing all the toys out the pram? Me or Jupiter? She don't like it when anybody points these things out.
You do have no idea the connections I've got. You've got no idea the strings I can pull. And if you're worried about Esau, he's only the first string. Pull it all out, Esau.
Wait, 1 second. Teresa didn't know that me and you were. Listen, that group was thriving for months. No one will set up like that. That's why we came to you, Jupiter, and told you what
Yes, Lottie. Everyone does need an Esau. Everyone does need an Esau, Lottie. To be my trolls, that's not true at all. I talk to Bleeding Heart and Esau. Not once have I given them a directive who to attack. They attack whoever they feel like attacking. I don't often agree with who they're arguing with, and I make it quite...
I'm not being funny, but has Bleeding and Esau ever attacked anybody that's not a patriot or not in the movement or not a supporter of or whatever? Have they ever attacked anybody from the left? No.
Clear, I don't agree. But at the same time, I don't control anybody. And if they want to go after someone, I can't realistically stop them. They're actually adults, and I can't be made responsible for anybody else. I know Den would dearly love to...
I'm not responsible. That's all she says. I agree with you, Jupiter. You are not responsible for your own actions, obviously. Despite the fact that we've literally seen you fucking enroll these wankers into doing all this madness or whatever. Every single person that you made into a nonce because of
make me responsible, but the fact...
because of the Discord ended up on the pedo wall, pedo bus, whatever the fuck it was, or whatever that Bleeding Heart and Esau was doing at the time.
So the matter is, he just doesn't like me talking to them because he doesn't think they're nice people. And he's another person...
Well, they're not nice people. You've literally told people that you've enrolled these people because they will go the extra mile and do all the evil fucking shit, which normal people won't. Now, if you was genuinely concerned and genuinely wanted the right people to be attracted to the movement rather than fucking repelled away from it, then you wouldn't want any of that shit. You do that because they're your personal troll shields. Now, it doesn't help the fact that since all this, they've got information from Danny Jones, Holt's police, information on the Spice incident and your son, and they hold that information above you, don't they, Jupiter? They blackmail you with that information, don't they, Jupiter? So we can all see realistically why you keep these people around.
Another person a bit like Moon, who believes that he's allowed to tell people who they can and can't talk to. He likes to control the situation, and he's very sly. He's devious, he's horrible, he's not very popular. No,
I'm not. I'm very upfront. I don't take no bullshit. I don't take no sides. I stand on my square. Unlike you, Jupiter.
He really likes him. Nobody listens to his shows. Nobody thinks that he's...
I don't do shows. She keeps trying to put me in some competition that I've literally not entered into. Can anyone name when was the last time I did a live, realistically? I can't even remember the last time I did a live. So I'm not in any mad competition. You've literally made this shit up yourself.
Intelligent. Nobody thinks that he's even got connections. And unfortunately, only...
I'm not being funny, Jupiter, but I've got far more connections than you will ever have. Just on the simple fucking premise that I do things on the street. I've done things for many groups, many people. You name it, I've done it. What have you done, realistically? Sat on your fat ass, chatting shit, causing fucking division across the groups, destroying things from within a group to the point where you get booted out and everybody comes up with the same conclusion. You're a shit stirring fucking troll. Simple as that. You've never been anything else. Not being funny, but who are the people that respect you? Who are the people which think you're a good person or whatever? All you've got around you is fucking avatars. You've not even got anybody which will jump on a panel. Fucking dick. The only people you got that will jump on a panel is Wendy. Big wow, Wendy, fucking hell. Wendy that called Danny Tomo a fucking paedophile based off the words, no evidence. And Wendy's admitted that. No evidence was ever shown. Just Mandy Mosley's fucking lies. Yeah, Wendy will come forward and call Danny Tomo a paedophile and call Danny Roscoe a domestic terrorist. Well done.
The only very naive, stupid individuals have actually listened to his advice and ended up in hot water. Namely Kaylee Enav, he sent her mental, and when he finally calls her...
No, I didn't. I pulled her away from a scam which was being platformed well before she arrived on Wake Up UK. Your handler. Funny that, isn't it?
Have a breakdown, he then fucked her off and stabbed her in the back. You know.
No, I didn't. I'd like to see Kayla say that or whatever. You won't do. That won't happen or whatever. I'm still civil to Kayla fucking now or whatever.
She really trusted him, and as much as I don't get on with Kaylee Enav, the way that he treated her was absolutely despicable. Here's another woman abuse.
Go on, what's the abuse that I fucking done or whatever? List it.
So because he did abuse Kaylee Enav's trust.
I abused her trust. Well, explain that then. And if you can get Kaylee to back you up, that'd help, wouldn't it? That won't happen.
And I think that he should be ashamed of that. Now that he thinks that he could use her again...
I'm not being funny, but weren't you the fucking cunt that was sat there in full acknowledgement of the fact that Jason Tyler, Wake Up UK, your handler, was running about as Pixie? Was it Pixie Rose? Even Wendy actually called it out eventually. And what did Wendy say? Either Jupiter's lying or Jason Tyler, Wake Up UK, is lying. One of the two are lying. Now, she's never actually confirmed which one was lying. You just don't want to go near that subject, do you? So I'm pretty sure you brought it up, to be honest. Now, Pixie Rose was running about doing the most mad shit or whatever, pretending to be Kaylee's friend, trying to destroy her channel from within. And even Phantom Tom, was laughing, saying while Pixie Rose was trying so hard to destroy that, Wake Up UK has fucking destroyed itself. It sunk.
Trying to befriend her again because he wanted to try and use her as a troll shield, you know, that people...
Not being funny, but what have I used Kaylee for, realistically? You've gone on saying, oh, you're giving Kaylee videos. Yeah, there are her own videos where I've been on there and I've saved them. She's lost channels. Considering I've lost over 100 channels, I've not actually lost any evidence.
Attack her, give her information and encourage her to go and attack people. Because then...
No, we haven't. Bring forward your evidence, by all means, do that.
Wants to be heard and wants to be someone important. But actually, he's a very shallow individual.
No, never. I've always said from day one, I was quite happy in the background, doing things for people in the background. Never wanted to be at the forefront of anything.
You know, he remixes everything. It was only a couple of weeks ago.
Not being funny, but why would I want to be at the forefront of anything when all it brings is problems, people trying to target your family, trying to target your children, trying to fucking dox where your children live, having to move your family, uproot your kids from schools, you name it, it's happened or whatever. Why would I want to be the forefront of anything, realistically? You're the attention-seeking beg.
He got into an argument with Cole Hope.
You're the attention-seeking beg which just has to be at the forefront of everything and inject yourself into everything. That's you, not me. You need to look inwardly, you mad fat bitch.
Didn't show up for the meet that he wanted.
I didn't show up to meet Carl, did I not? Okay. What a mad cunt. Now, I'm not being funny, but we've all heard... Well, we've seen Carl get sent in, causing problems over nothing, trying to play Billy Big Bollocks. A meeting was set up. There was only one person that turned up, and it wasn't your little fucking simp, Carl, was it, realistically? Now, people have seen my evidence. I only put a couple of clips out of the few videos that I made while I was waiting for your simp to come get his fucking head punched in. And I've said I'll sit on the full videos for as long as I fucking feel like. I don't need to put anything out because I've already proved I was there. So, just another lie, Jupiter. And Carl has said that he's going to jump on your fucking live stream and go through the evidence of him being there. He said that twice. He hasn't done it once, has he? So, let's not lie. Fucking sack of shit. Oh, I hope fucking Carl knocks fucking Den out. Yeah, right. Not even on his fucking best day.
Put out a video pretending that he was in the area when that was actually miles away from the actual meeting point.
No, it wasn't. It was 1.4 miles away in the car, 90 seconds drive. Carl said, oh, it takes 35 minutes. What, to travel 1.4 miles? I could walk 1.4 miles in 5 minutes. What the fuck? About 35 minutes. And I've proven that again. He said, oh, you was walking. Well, I wasn't, because the video clearly shows I was sat at the lights. You can hear the stereo in the car. It is what it is, isn't it? Now, the only evidence out there is the evidence of me being there. Not a single scrap of Carl being anywhere near. He's come out with loads of bullshit. Everyone's just laughing at him and laughing at you because you still think like he turned up, even though there's no evidence. Funny as fuck.
Miles away from the actual meeting point, and also tried to blame me for causing the argument when it had absolutely nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. You send all these troll shields in or whatever. We've seen it many times. I'm not even going to name the other fucking troll shields around it or whatever. They don't deserve naming.
Because I've actually blocked him. But unfortunately, so I couldn't even see what he was saying.
Yeah, this is what she does. So like now, she's doing a review of me, of my video, but then she'll block you. So you can't even comment and say, oh, actually, you know, you're lying there, Jupiter, or blah, 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 or jump on the panel and I'll point you out where you've gone wrong. She don't want none of that. If you notice, she wouldn't even, she slipped up and said Den Tarragon, and I went, oh, Den. You know, she didn't want to actually name my channel, just in case any of the people that she's trying to impress go back and look at my channel and think, well, you know, let's have a look what else is on that channel. It doesn't do you no good, does it, Jupiter?
Saying to Carl Holmes, I only saw what Carl Holmes was saying to him, which was that he wanted to meet up with Den because of something that Den had said. And I said, oh, I hope you knocked him out, which, quite frankly, I hope that he had knocked him out. But
he didn't turn up, and he keeps saying that he did turn up, making himself look a bigger wet blanket. People that don't like me, people that actually don't like me, that are on the opposite side of my belief set, actually have all seen it unfold, and they all laugh at Carl Holmes as well. So it is what it is, isn't it?
Den didn't show up. He was a coward. Now,
yeah, I was a coward.
Den came into the side chat, made 3 allegations, and then Nixie asked him up onto the panel. I was already on the panel. It's Nixie's show. I can't control her. And when he come up, I went down and I just said to her, I don't do Den Tarragon, which I don't. I don't listen to him. I don't think anyone should listen to his advice.
No, I said one thing and then you ran off because you knew, realistically, what could you do? Could you answer it? No, because that'd make you look a cunt. So all you could do is run off. So I made you run off, you shitbag. Simple as that. You're a yellow belly, fat, ugly, troll cunt.
I don't like the man. He's slimy. He's got yellow teeth. He's disgusting. He needs a wash.
I haven't got yellow teeth, you mad fat bitch. I'm not being funny, but I've got my own teeth. Whose teeth have you got in? Fucking unreal, yeah.
And I just think that he's a horrid man. So, yeah, that was that. I need to find that he's run off and done a little remix. Now, I know that this man's only trying to jump on the back of my coattails. I know.
What coattails? You go on like you're clout, you're this, you're that. You're nothing. You're a fat fucking smelly, needs a bath troll. You've always been that. You're never going to be anything different. Phantom Tom made me laugh when he was on Easies or whatever and he's going on about your exercise challenge or whatever, and you walked up your garden half half up your pathway or whatever, and then that was it. That was enough for that day. And you've given up since. You were fucking useless. Absolute troll cunt. All you're going to do is sit there and come out with the same shit over and over and over again, smoking 150 fags a day. You're still decorating a year later. I'm not being funny, but we all know you don't live in a big fucking mansion. You live in a grotty little shithole. How long does it take to decorate a gaff, really? Try getting off your fucking ass, get offline and sort your house out, do some washing, have a bath, look after your kids. Fucking cook your fucking half-man husband a dinner for once.
My coattails. I know that he really, really needs attention from me and everything else, which is why I've covered the screen. I'm not going to tell you the name of his channel because I don't think he needs any promotion.
I'm not being funny, but how many other times is she Den Tarragon this, Den Tarragon that? I've literally got rent-free fucking space in her head. All I have to do is move the furniture around a bit at night time and it triggers her off the next day. Funny as fuck. Now, I obviously mean something to Jupiter because, do you know what I mean? For me to have something to say on Nix's and then do a video on a channel which is not even active, I put, you know what I mean? I put my thoughts on a video, that's it, on a little channel, tiny little channel. Now, if I was irrelevant, like Jupiter keeps saying and whatever, you know what I mean? Why even respond, realistically? Why not just ignore me? Forever telling people, ignore him. When do you ever ignore anybody, realistically? Now, I can do day 1, day 2, all the way up to fucking day 10 if you want, like you did with Isa. Try that shit with me, you fat bitch, see how it goes.
I think he needs any promotion. And to be honest, it's really boring cunt. You're going to understand what I mean by that when you hear his voice in a minute. But as per usual, I do believe that I can respond when I want to respond and ignore when I want to ignore. But on this occasion, I think it's so amusing, his remix, that I think it's hilarious. Because he's trying to convince people of something that everybody knows just isn't true. So,
what are we on about the people outside of your echo chamber? As Lottie has just discovered or whatever, you can't say anything over there because she starts having a shit fit and throwing toys out the fucking pram and shit.
Let's have a look at this. Let's listen. He called it Jupiter had to roll away from Nix's panel. No, I didn't have to roll away. I didn't have to walk away. I just clicked a link and said...
You did. You rolled away. We could smell the fucking... We could smell you rolling away and we could see the sweat lines all over the gaff.
Leave. And I did that because I don't want to talk to you, Den Terragon. You're a piece of shit.
No, you didn't. You did it because you knew... I'd already said 3 things and you knew full well you couldn't address the 3 things, so you had to roll away. This is the bit where Jupiter's doing a review, playing it, no one can hear it. She's thick as fuck, do you know what I mean? You think this was her first day or whatever. It's still playing. Seconds are ticking on, nothing's
So
happening.
nobody chatted shit about you, Dan. I just replied to what you wrote in the side chat, which was a lie.
Do you know what I mean? She's thick as fuck. I wonder how long it will take for her wonky following to say, oh, you know, nobody can hear it. It's a silent review, a fucking silent disco.
So I don't know why you're remixing that. I can go and get the evidence of that if you like, but it's pointless.
No, go and get the evidence, you fat cunt. All you'll hear with Jupiter is tomorrow, I'll save it for a rainy day. She ain't got fuck all, she knows she ain't got fuck all. I can keep pulling evidence out, despite having channels fucking shut down.
Right, now I don't know where this man thinks that you enroll other YouTubers. What he means is I speak to Bleeding Art and I speak to Esau. And Esau is a known troll who trolls people. He doesn't deny it, much the same as Kermit doesn't deny that he's a troll. Sometimes they will agree with my position on things and they might get themselves involved. But I've never asked anybody to get themselves involved in any argument that I participate in.
Liar.
And quite often they attack people that I don't agree with. So, for example, for many weeks, Esau wasn't allowed up on my panel because he attacked Babs. Now, Babs herself has seen the whole situation over a long period of time.
What she actually means is she doxed, fucking whatever you want to call it, doxed Bab's daughter, I believe, or whatever. Now, as far as I'm aware, it was just a name given out. Now, according to Jupiter, on another period of time, just giving a name out, that's not doxing. So I said to Babs,
And so have many.
well, you know, Crystal's name being plastered around the internet or whatever, if Jupiter's saying that's not doxing, then I'm sorry, but stop moaning because your daughter's also not been doxed. You can't, you've got to have a line of consistency. If one name's being chucked around isn't doxing, then I'm sorry, but neither's your daughter.
Other people. If she thought that I enrolled them to go at her, she wouldn't talk to me then.
Not being funny, but how many times has Babs not talked to you? How many times has Babs actually spoke the truth about you? She's called you the most racist woman on the internet, on YouTube. She ripped you in her arsehole, to be fair. It's just with Babs, she forgets, like, what she did yesterday or whatever, and she always ends up going back.
Then. I don't enrol people to go at people. In fact, when they were going at Taffy, I actually told them that I didn't agree with that. And they said, well, they've got their own issues with him.
Yeah, that's like after, like, Taff made up with you. But when Taff didn't make up with you, you were sending him their way. You were sending them to attack Taff. Now, I'm not being funny, but there's countless amounts of videos which I can just keep publishing where you've said and done all this shit. All you have to do is look back through my channel. It's all there.
And like I say to everyone, I'm not getting involved in everybody else's arguments. The most I can do is tell people that I don't approve of what they're doing. I'm not responsible for any other.
I'm not involved. Even though you fucking arrange it all.
On here. And I find it rather pathetic then that any single thing that happens on here.
Not being funny, but they sit in a private group determining who can have a video, who can have a channel, and they sit there and they strike it. Just the same as what Glenn Zaffer exposed with Wake Up UK. Funny that, isn't it?
You try to convince yourself that somehow I'm this puppet master of. It's madness. It really is madness. Welcome, Burke 102.
You have wonky trolls around you. You have simps around you. There's no real patriots around you. Is there? Not one. Not one single patriot have you got around you. That speaks volumes.
I don't know whether... Oh, I do apologise. I'll bring the recording up now. Sorry, Bob.
And I'm not going to count Danny because at the end of the day, he's not fucking thinking straight or whatever. You filled him with lies and bullshit. And Danny fucking believed half the shit that's come out your mouth. You've set one person against another. That's all you do. Now, Danny, given time, will see exactly what I've said to be the case. And that'll be that, innit? I've had so many apologies off so many people that have been around you. Notice all the people come away from you. Do you know what I mean? It's mad how, like, they don't speak to you no more, but they'll speak to me. Mad that, isn't it?
I thought I was already sharing it. But you claim that I'm far right. What does far right mean to you? Explain to me what you believe far right is.
Well, you was far right for a while, weren't you? Before they booted you out of that group.
Because I would say I'm on the right. I don't believe I'm far right, so I'm not a Nazi. I don't believe that all black people or anybody, all ethnic minorities need to get out of the country. I don't believe that there's anything wrong with interracial marriage. I don't believe that disabled people should be put down at birth. I don't...
Well, you're forever attacking the disabled like the Nazis do. So, I don't know, maybe he's got a point.
Believe that white people were superior to black people.
Oh, wow.
So I find it interesting that Burke actually doesn't know the difference between far right and somebody that's ordinarily on the right. I would describe myself as somebody that's conservative, or would have been considered conservative. I don't actually like the Conservative Party or the Labour Party because I think they've failed the British people. But I certainly wouldn't say I'm an ethno-nationalist. I don't agree with ethno-nationalism. But I don't agree with civic nationalism either. I think it's failed us. So, yeah, if you're going to come here, at least come with some facts, you know. So here we go.
Here's some facts. Wake Up UK regularly hosts Mark Collette and all that fucking bullshit Nazi party. So, there you go.
I'm going to start it from the beginning so you can hear what he's saying.
Full-time troll or whatever. We sat on Nix's, and first of all, it was the fake outrage, fucking bullshit or whatever. How she's so offended that people are being put in a nonce group or some shit like that or whatever.
I am offended, but I was more offended when it actually happened to me, but I am offended. In the beginning, I wasn't so much as offended. I was more understanding of why some...
Yeah, you didn't give two fucks when you was letting Esau and Bleeding do that. And he was even adding people, he was suggesting people to go on there, you fat cunt.
Somebody would lose their temper with somebody that puts them in a paedophile group and they're not a paedophile. Because my first premise with Easy wasn't even to do with the paedophile group then. This is where you get yourself confused and remix stuff and get it all wrong. The argument started with Easy because, number one, he lied and said that people were slagging him off. Whilst he was away, he was informed by Moon that I was slagging
You was. I seen it myself.
him off, which wasn't true. And that when he came back, we was all sitting on the paddle slagging him off, so he dragged me into his argument. And then thirdly, because he kept going at Taffy and saying that Taffy was the one that reported him to the police, when we all know that it was Kermit, because Kermit admitted it and showed proof. So to begin with, the argument wasn't even there, and that's all documented if you go to day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yeah and no. Kermit did admit it. I called him blatantly grass. I've done a video. You can go and have a look. Go and have a look on my fucking channel or whatever. I did a video months ago calling Kermit out for the fucking grass that he is. Now, at the time, and I've still got the screenshots and whatever, because I thought it'll become relevant at some point. Kermit was saying, well, you know, they're putting people in danger. There could be children in there. Kimmy was saying the same. There could be children there, blah, blah, blah. You can't put children in danger. Now, I have said to him, you know, yeah, okay, there may be a slim chance that there might be a small amount of children there or whatever. It's generally mostly men that are in these hotels. So that was the first reason that Kermit came out with as why he grassed Easy up. Now, as far as I'm concerned, anything after that is a remix. People need to do a timeline check, wouldn't they? Realistically, from Easy being grassed up to Kermit's first reason for grassing Easy up or whatever, and when did Kermit get put in this so-called pedo group? Now, that's all you can do, check the timeline. But at the end of the day, if you've not got a consistent reason, then it's probably a lie, isn't it, realistically?
Day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. I think I call it day even, something for the 8th day, because that's how Easy talks, you know, all over the place, don't make sense. And then day 9. If you go and have a look, you will actually see how the argument progressed and what was actually being said. So your remix doesn't really work. So that was the premise on what I was questioning Easy over, and it was my premise all the way along. Until we found out that, you know, and I even said to him, you're remixing stuff because you're trying to say that Taffy grassed you up, but it wasn't, it was Kermit. And Kermit said the reason that he did that is because you put him in a paedophile group.
I've told Easy, I don't think it is Taff that grassed him up. It helps that Kermit has admitted it and has shown evidence.
And you know, you can understand someone being angry and wanting to grass you up. Sounds like a reasonable motive to me.
But on the flip side, it doesn't help Taffy's cause that he's admitted it on your channel to try and like get brownie points or something. Why would you admit something that you haven't done? Do you not think that people are going to run with it? It's a dumbass move on Taff's part.
I'm not condoning it, but it does sound logical that somebody who done that might want to get revenge, and it does sound reasonable. He's brought the evidence forward, and therefore I don't understand why you keep doing live streams accusing Taffy and Nixie. So that was my premise in the beginning. It wasn't nothing to do about paedophile group. Paedophile group come about when because Kermit was sort of like a byproduct of the questions that I was asking.
So there you go then, I was right. If the paedophile group came after, then Kermit's original reason seems to have got pushed aside, doesn't it? And like I say, I've got the screenshots.
The outrage for the paedophile group come back.
And I will be putting a video out or giving it to Easy later on today where Arthur Spaff, the person that Kermit's bigging up, is proven to be a fucking nonce. So Kermit being in your fucking little creepy group or whatever, it's just gone a little bit more creepy, hasn't it, Jupiter? People bigging up nonsense, yeah?
And I found out he'd put me in there and put Taffy in there as well. Now, I think anybody that gets put in a paedophile awareness group and they're not a paedophile would be pissed off then. So for you to cry that it's fake outrage is just ridiculous. Because when they did it to me on Hiding in Plain Sight, I went to the police on Danny Oakes-Jones.
No, it is fake outrage because you've quite happily made people, around 30 people, into pedos and nonces, making out that they've dropped this fucking CSA, which you call child porn, into Discord. So it is fake outrage. Simple as that. Other than that, there would be a line of consistency, wouldn't there?
Eric and AJ, and stated, I believe, that it was one of those three people that had that site, but I couldn't prove who it was. So they were reported to the police.
Well, I can prove who it was because it was all discussed on Wendy's show when she were talking to you and she was digging into your family and telling us all about 2 boys, 1 toy. Telling us about the Spice incident where your fucking son allegedly has beat up his missus and your grandkids. Wendy did all that. Your friend that you now sat with. Funny as fuck.
You to say that it's fake outrage is just ridiculous. I don't think anybody would.
We've got Wendy and Jupiter trying to make out as of recent that Wendy was going over there was to infiltrate and Jupiter knew all about it. So all that stuff when they was attacking each other's family and going proper deep into personals and fucking family members and all that. Oh, you know, it must have all been staged. This is what I mean when they tell so many lies, realistically. You have to get to a point where you think, well, every time their lips are moving, there's lies coming out of it, and then they have to do a remix, and then they'll do musical chairs, then they'll call each other out on the things that they've lied about. It's like, you people are literally absolute scumbags. With friends like yous, you do not need enemies. Simple as that.
Like it.
Then went on to chatting shit about me. Now, I said 3 things to kind of compare to the nonsense and bullshit which she was coming out with or whatever about people being put in a nonce group. Now, as we all know, Jupiter enrolled, Bleeding Heart enrolled Biso into being a fucking troll shield and trolling.
Right, that's another false premise, as I've explained. You don't enrol people on here. People sometimes get themselves involved in arguments, just like you're getting yourself involved in.
Well, earlier on this video, which I'm doing now, you've just seen it. And I've got another 3 examples which I can pull out where she's literally gone into detail saying Esau will go that step further to do all the evil stuff which no one else wants to do, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you enrolled him.
Easy's argument.
And you've enrolled fucking IRA, Antifa, Bleeding Heart.
Would you like me to go around saying that Easy enrolled you? Are you enrolled by Easy?
You can say whatever you want, Jupiter. Nobody other than your simps takes you seriously. It's funny as fuck.
Because as much as I'm arguing with Easy, I don't believe that. I think you just interjected yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of people do that.
I'll tell you why I interjected myself. Because I was sick of hearing the attacks from yourself and Taff, who I thought better of, to be fair. The attacks on disabilities, children with disabled fucking autism, the lot. I'm sick of hearing it, absolutely sick of hearing it, so I had something to say. I am allowed an opinion. Why you value my opinion enough to do a fucking review, that's for you to answer, innit?
Do that. A lot of people do that. They take sides and they take it upon themselves. But I can categorically state that I've always said to people that even when I'm in a disagreement with someone, I don't expect them to take sides. I don't expect them to boycott their channels. I don't expect them to...
Fuck off. You're forever trying to boycott people's channels and trying to get everyone else to boycott channels. You even did it with Ghost and then jumped on his panel, you fucking mad, hypocritical cunt.
Have a go at anybody. If they do and they decide to, well, the support is always appreciated. And if they don't, I'm not going to hold it against them, because I believe that adults, fully grown adults...
You're full of shit. You're forever telling Babs off. You're forever telling Wendy off. Why are you going over there? You're just giving them ammunition, blah, fucking blah.
Are supposed to listen to things, analyse and make their own mind up. And they're allowed to have their opinions. And like I said, I will always have my right to respond, and I will utilise that when I feel it should.
Yeah, and I do the same, so what, bam.
Be utilised. So in other words, I won't respond to every single dog that barks, or every time they bark. But every now and again, I will push back on people that are putting false projections out there and telling lies. And you, sir, are one of those people that's a liar and slanderer. And
no, I don't think so. Put forward the evidence of me telling any lies. Let's see how that ends for you.
I'm actually making it obvious that you've got a problem with me, and that maybe you've caused a lot of the problems with a lot of people beforehand, because you've gone and whispered in their ears and caused problems out of your jealousy and bitterness.
I'm not being funny, but who that's actually a real person have I got problems with? Anybody? I don't think so.
It's quite sad, really.
You are, yeah.
People attacking people on her behalf. Now, a lot of people will remember, including Taff, because he was on there as well. Was Bleeding Heart and Biso's fucking nonce bus or pedo bus, whatever the fuck it was. And pretty much everyone that Jupiter pointed out as being a nonce, a fucking wronging for allegedly fucking having something to do with Discord. Oh, maybe you did this, maybe you did that.
Right, this is where you've made a very serious mistake then, Terrigan.
I doubt it, but go on.
Because the nonce bus that Esau and that had, they made in response to Skits having a boat. So originally there was someone called Skits who had a boat that used to put people...
I'm not being funny, but I think they've done a couple along the way.
On it. So Skits made the paedophile boat, and he used to put people on there that he didn't like. I don't know.
Yep, I remember that.
To this day who Skits was.
I was also put on that one. So, did you hear me ever whinge about that? Nope.
Thank you, Danny. I would tend to agree with you. I don't know who Skits was. People have suggested several people. To this day, I don't know who it was. And to be honest, I don't care. I think we've all moved on past Skits, you know. But it was Skits who actually did the original Skits boat. And then Bleeding Heart and Esau.
Did I say a boat? Or did I say a bus? Or a wall?
Even before...
As far as I'm aware, Bleeding Heart and Biso did both a bus and a wall, as far as I remember.
Well, I'd had a truce with Esau, by the way.
A truce? What she means is she got blackmailed.
Actually made the boat. For your information, Den, they actually put a picture of me on there at one time. So for you to make out that it was my idea to create that boat and to put the individuals...
Yeah, because they hated you. They're still hating now. It's just that they hold the blackmail over you and you just run with the bullshit because you don't want what we already all know anyway. You don't want it putting out and confirming, do you?
On there, I had no say on who went on there.
Well, you had plenty of suggestions in line, didn't you?
And who didn't? It wasn't, and it's not saying that I don't.
You was forever on their channel laughing about it and, oh, let's have a look who's on the pedo fucking whatever today. Yeah? and you're making suggestions of your own. So let's not lie, Jupiter. It's funny as fuck that the people on that was the very same people which you pointed out as being these wonky cunts, accusing them of dropping CSA into the Discord. Now, she even made out, oh, I have nothing to do with Discord anymore, blah, 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 deleted it all. No, you're not. No, you're not. And I know you're not. I'll let you think about that one.
I done. Listen, then, Terrigan, if I wanted to make a boat and put people on it, I would do it myself. I wouldn't need to tell somebody else to do it. Or a mini boat.
No, but you like having these little fucking trolls do all your shit for you, don't you? You like to feel in control, sit on the throne 7 levels above and have all these minions running around doing the fucking dirty work for you, don't you?
In fact, I think they created the minibus because they were arguing with Wasp at the time, and he had a minibus.
All right, minibus. What did I say? Bus or wall? It was, as far as I remember, there was a wall and there was a bus. Okay, if it was a minibus, oh, I got something wrong. It's a small bus. Still a fucking bus, isn't it?
I think that's why they picked the minibus. So you're actually factually wrong, and you're getting everything fucking confused again.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're just trying to remix shit, but we're all used to that.
Yeah, because they said apparently Wasp had the minibus that he called Elvis. I think I'm sure that was something like that. So you need to get your facts right then before you start accusing me of being somebody that's in control of this. But I do remember that your friend Kaylee Enav put loads of people on the wall and said it was a pedo wall, a Rogan wall, weren't it?
No, I don't think she said it was a pedo wall. I think she's explained it many times, Jupiter. Maybe you want to go and fact check that because you got that wrong, haven't you?
Yeah, it was a sinking ship when it was a rowing boat. That's right, Kingfisher. So for him to try and suggest that it was all my idea and it's under my directive is just ridiculous. And that just goes to show he doesn't understand the intricacies.
Oh, what a load of shit. I tell you what, Jupiter, I'll dig some more fucking lives out, yeah? Where you've sat there laughing about it and thinking it was funny and all this shit, yeah? Suggesting names yourself.
Of all the interrelationships on here and arguments on here that have happened.
This is your problem, and I get why you don't want to have a one like a head-to-head with me or whatever, because it won't go well. Whereas everyone else relies on opinions, I just rely on your own words. It doesn't help you, does it?
And how people are related to each other and who's done what as a reaction to what. So, in fact, he needs to actually do a little bit of decent research and come up with the truth before he starts making accusations.
What, like you do, Jupiter? Yeah? For now.
I think there was like 30 people or something that was blamed for the CSA that Jupiter deleted or whatever.
There was not 30 people blamed by me. In fact, I consistently said I believed it was Plisco. I said that there was only 2 people that had said anything to me that would indicate that maybe they were responsible, and that was Bops in an argument who said, you watch, I'm going to make you the same as Dan. But I didn't realistically think that he was responsible. And there was a...
Well, that's bullshit, because you've literally made out it was Bops for a long time, and Bops is aware of that.
Person called Plisco that I actually believed it was. So much so that everybody set about trying to prove that it wasn't Plisco.
So you didn't blame me, you didn't blame Kayla, you didn't blame fucking BMP Morris, you didn't blame Luke. You even set Luke up with Discord too. Now, I did ask Taffy a simple question. You had a lot to say, and you definitely didn't believe Jupiter's Discord 2 bullshit at the time when you all hated each other. But do you believe it now,
She
Taff?
attacked me for it.
Now, Taff was reluctant to answer that question for obvious reasons. He's doing the licky bum bum thing at the moment to Jupiter. Trying to get brownie points, trying to get a fucking Blue Peter badge or some shit. So he didn't want to answer that. Now, any of the simps around Jupiter, do you believe that Discord 2 was real, or did Jupiter make it up to try and drag Luke into some shit? And then when that didn't work, she tried it in the black community and ended up getting a black card revoked, and her and Hector booted out of that community. And then she made Hector come back and apologise because that happened. Hector started having a fucking shit fit and praying for abuse to happen to all the people in that community, for abuse to happen to their children because, well, they got the black card revoked. Funny as fuck, you two.
And actually attack me for it. The only other time that I suggested anything is when Chrissy Morris made phone calls. There was other things done by other people. Luke done a couple of streams. Danny Oakes-John's done a couple of streams. And I said, why were they over-invested?
The list goes on and on and on. Put out your old streams, Jupiter. Notice you've had to lock everything down now, haven't you? Shitbag.
That I thought that they're over-invested.
Everybody's collected all the evidence along the way. I could pull out so many things time after time after time. You go on like I've played all my cards. I've got so many fucking decks of cards laying around on different devices going back years. That's why you don't want to have it with me, because it won't end well. I guarantee you won't run this one, you fat cunt.
Investment was suspicious. It makes me look at them with a side eye. But I was very consistent in expressing my belief that I actually...
You're consistent in being inconsistent. That's what you're consistent about.
thought it was Plisco. Of course, that changed over time when I gained new knowledge. But at the time, I really did believe that all of the evidence pointed to Plisco.
So up to now, how many names has she named, which she's literally made out to the internet? I think this person is a fucking nonce. I think this person is a paedophile that dropped fucking CSA into Discord. But she's not a dangerous, disingenuous fucking troll, no? You sure?
Because they'd been specific.
Not being funny, but you even made out Taff was a fucking nonce for doing fucking whatever with Discord. You've made out everybody around was fucking somehow part of that or whatever. So for everyone that didn't believe you, you made out they was all complicit.
Threats made to me by Plisco. So to say that realistically I said it was 30 people is ridiculous.
No, we all know that you did. That's the thing. We actually all know that you did.
I don't know why you're making these stories up then, but it seems that you've got me under your skin. And I'm in your head, basically.
You couldn't fit under my skin. Fuck me.
Now, you've heard bullshit story after bullshit story with Jupiter. Now, obviously we've got that where Jupiter's enrolled these wankers to put all their enemies on a fucking nonce bus, a pedo bus, whatever it was.
Right, I've just explained to you that that's a false premise and that there's a whole history behind it, that everybody that goes back to the beginning, before you were around then, you know, because you're a relevant little cunt.
No, there's no one around you that was fucking around before I was around, you mental bitch.
Before you were around Speaker's Corner, the Speaker's Corner crowd, yeah?
Speaker's Corner is insignificant to anybody other than the people that actually bother with that fucked up little shit plot of land. It's nothing. It's irrelevant to everything.
There was a whole history towards it, and you don't seem to appear to know any of the information that you should know. You haven't done your homework.
Unless it's gone on in Speaker's Corner or the internet, then it's insignificant to Jupiter. Do you know what I mean?
You haven't done your research. And when you sit there saying this stuff, you make yourself look a bit of an arsehole, to be truthful. Because even people that you might think you like or they like you will tell you if they were around, yeah, for the genesis and of all of this stuff, that you've got it wrong, you know.
Well, it's funny they don't speak up then, isn't it, Jupiter?
Go ask Becca. Becca will tell you got it wrong. You get on with Becca, didn't you? She's been around a lot longer than you, Den, and knows a...
No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't, Jupiter. That's, again, another figment of your imagination.
A lot more than you. She'll tell you got it wrong. You know, it's very sad that you're trying to remix stuff to point score. Why, I don't know.
I'm 90% sure it was a bus. If it wasn't a bus, it was a wall. I'm pretty sure it was a bus. Then we've had Jupiter sending people to Eric's site. Now, she thought she was smart last night. Oh, why would I send people to Eric's site when my family's on it, when her family's on that site or whatever? Now, I've still got the recording where literally, like, because she thought it was funny sending people to that site. which she knows full well.
Right, I've never sent anybody to that site other than to report it.
Yes, you have, lying cunt. And I've got the video, I'll just put it back out, you fat bitch.
So if you think then that I would send people to that site to uphold it or to laugh at the people on there, no, that's not true. You see, then again, you don't know the genesis of all the stories and everything else. When I've told people to go and look at that site, it's been to report it.
Lies.
You know?
Bullshit.
I have reported it to the police myself.
To be fair, you may well have done after I told you that your family are all on there. You may well have done after that, but before that, no. You were sending people to Eric's channel. You were sending people to Eric's site. Go and watch this Dent Arrogant outside Didsbury Mosque. Yeah? You're forgetting all that, yeah? All these things are on video, you mental fat bitch.
But the police said that they can't find out who the person is who started that site. But they're very well.
Dickhead, I've got them admitting it on Wendy's channel. I'll put that back out where they was changing hands a bit from Eric, because at the time Eric was anonymous and he thought he was clever. And I told Eric at the time, I'll play patient. I'm a very patient guy. Eventually, you will be found, you will be located, you will be identified. Now, when he ended up getting found and identified, your trolls that you enrolled went a little bit deeper, didn't they? They started highlighting his wife, highlighting his children, mocking his wife for the race or whatever, making out Eric had bought his wife or whatever. May well have done. Now, Eric has got business, etc., and potentially has a lot to lose. So, stupidly, they did a changeover of fucking that site on Wendy Woo's fucking platform, all live in front of everybody. So, realistically, anything they have done is irrelevant because they've done it out in public, out in the open. We've got the evidence, and yeah, we can deal with these things appropriately.
Very well aware of it, and if I've got any more information to prove who's actually done it, that I should go and give it to them, and then that they can act upon it.
I'm not being funny, Jupiter, but realistically, the amount of times you've rang police on fuck knows how many people, do you honestly think that the police give a fuck what you say? It's like you think it's a tool to deal with all your online fucking enemies or whatever. That is one of your strings to pull, innit? Crying off to the police. Fucking embarrassing.
The people that have done it have been very clever in what they do.
No, they haven't.
You know?
No, they haven't. They've been absolute dumb cunts and have done it all publicly. Now, somebody like myself that has never involved police into anything can deal with these things appropriately. Now, like I said a long time ago, I'm not asked for money and all that. For me, just holding some cunt to account counts for a lot more. Hence why I said to Kayla, considering her abuser and all this shit or whatever, I'll quite happily pay for all your legal costs to take this cunt to task. You know, just knock speaking to these cunts on the head till after Christmas. I think it was about 8 weeks or something till after Christmas or whatever. And we'll get the ball rolling in the new year. But I need you to, that would be the first bit of advice. Have no more, back and forth with the people around it or whatever, because it doesn't help matters when you're trying to take it to court and take these people to task.
But I don't know why you would think that I would want people to go and look at a site that's not true. Jen.
Well, you have done many times and you recorded doing so that's a big L for you, isn't it?
You know, I don't know why you think that.
Because you said it, maybe. Probably
well,
that.
Do you know what I mean? I'm on there, Toff's on there, fuck knows how many people are on there. All the people shated at that point in time that are...
The people on that site were Kaylee Enav, first of all. It was set up to go at Kaylee Enav. And then
Yeah, you're trying to swap site for the fucking bus now, aren't you?
I was put on there then. You wasn't put on there.
Yes,
you wasn't put on there till
Yes, I was.
much later then.
Yes, I was. I'm not being funny, but how would you know when you didn't even know that you was on there, you thick fat fuck?
When I first became aware of it, it was Kaylee Enough that was on there.
When you first came aware of it was when I fucking told you that you're on there, your sons are on there, your fucking midget of a husband's on there. That's when you become aware that your family was on there. Until then, he was sending people there. He was telling people Eric's channel. I'll give you a reference point. It was around the same time when Tom Fiore, Tom the Zero, was saying that Jupiter's channel was number 7 on the right, blah fucking blah. Remember that period of time? And then you were saying in the very same week that Eric of Hope Not Hate, his channel is a good fucking channel to go and look to for information, blah blah blah. And I was just laughing. I thought, does she not actually know about all the stuff on her, all the stuff on her wonky family? Mad.
Kaylee Enough that was on there. I was on there. They'd put Easy on there. Who else did they put on there that they didn't like this particular person?
Everybody.
Even A1000 got added on there after me.
Well, it's not just A1000, it was A1000's child. Now, I don't get on with A1000, but putting her child on there is fucking sick.
So it's somebody that doesn't like Easy, doesn't like me, doesn't like A1000, doesn't like you, Den, if you say that you're on there. But I'm not sure that you are.
It's fucking Eric's site, you dumb fat fucking bitch. It's all been admitted. You thick as fuck, you. Proper behind the curve, aren't you?
I'm not hiding on plain sight, but maybe you are. I don't know. I don't go and look at it. I don't agree with it. I think it's sick that someone is on there trying to imply.
I got told, I got sent a bit of information. I copied the information. I've never even mentioned it. That's how insignificant it is to me. Not being funny, but I know, and the people that know me know that anything on there is bullshit. At that point, it's irrelevant to me. For you, cry about it for fucking 10 episodes. You're boring. You're mad. You do all this crying shit all the time. It's embarrassing. All for attention. All for attention.
That I'm a paedophile, but it seems to be a fucking running thread with you lot that you do this. I think it's because most other people actually fold under the pressure, and are probably not as articulate as I am and are a little bit daft and a little bit weak.
Anybody that folds under the pressure of this bullshit, in my mind, they're a weak-minded person to begin with, because, I'm not being funny, but Eric isn't credible in any way, shape or form. He was very brave before he got highlighted. And then what? He's like kind of disappeared a lot now, hasn't he?
Probably not so well known in their society, amongst people. And probably don't have the heightened DBS check that I've got either.
You ain't got no DBS check, you having a laugh. What, because you was a fucking traffic warden, the most hated job on the planet, most likely. Maybe one above being a bailiff. And realistically, your job relates to the bailiffs, doesn't it? Because if they don't pay the ticket, then comes the bailiffs. Only a scumbag would do that job. That is a perfect job for you.
Just to let trolls know something new. Yeah? Because I've had jobs with a lot of responsibility before, people think that...
No, you haven't. Stop chatting shit. Much like on our one-to-one when you said, I've got a part-time job. No, you haven't. You're supposed to look after your fucking brother, a fucking carer or whatever. You make out you do on a regular basis, but yet you sat on the internet all day from waking up to going to bed. That's all you do. You haven't got time to even look after your brother. You're probably collecting the money because you're a scamming little tramp, but you're not doing any caring, are you, realistically? And I'm not being funny, but if you are, it doesn't really sit well, does it? Considering you're continuously going on about people with disabilities, spastics, fucking mongs, fucking all this shit that you come out with. And it's not just like you're frustrating and you've said spastic or mong. It's hours and hours and hours and hours of it continuously, mocking the way people talk and all this shit that have got disabilities like Easy or whatever. You are fucked in the head. If you was a carer for anybody, I feel sorry for that person.
Before, people think that I've only had a job as a traffic warden and they have no idea.
I'm not being funny, but you've had 8 kids. So where have you had time for all these fucking imaginary jobs that you've got? You're another Wendy. Look at all the job titles Wendy's got, realistically. Who believes Wendy was in the forces? Nope. Who believes Wendy was a journalist? Nope. And you've ripped into Wendy as well for all these job titles, so we're on the same page, aren't we?
Enough, still sat with her. Well, re-sat with her today. But at that time, those people were Jupiter's enemies, and she was directing people to go to that site. Now, I laughed when she was doing it. I said, you do realise you're fucking...
You weren't talking to me at the time. And the only time that I've ever told anyone to go to that site has been to report it. So again, that's a
No, that's more lies from you, Jupiter. I understand that telling the truth for you seems to be impossible, but...
mix then.
Other people are aware.
And as far as I'm aware, you're not even on it. Maybe you are now. But as far as I was aware, you wasn't even on it. I think you're just trying to make yourself relevant.
You're on.
Yeah, I'd want to be relevant and be on a fucking pedo fucking thing. You dickhead, you are.
Your family's on there, according to that site. All your sons are nonces and fucking paedophiles.
Well, that's not true either. My sons were not put on that site. I don't know.
Yes, they was. Yes, they was.
Are you lying about that? The only person that was attacked on hiding in plain sight was myself. None of my children.
That's bullshit.
So if my children have been...
That is absolute bullshit. It's all been discussed. I'm sorry, but it's all been discussed and they can just keep putting out videos.
Did on there, it's been done at a later date since I gave up any interest in doing anything about the site because I went to the police and the police said they couldn't do anything. If you go and ask Sean, for example, he would have...
Anybody could shut that site down. All you'd have to do is go to GoDaddy or whatever and fucking shut it down. It's very simple. It's just one of them. Who actually gives a fuck? I don't. Couldn't give 2 fucks.
He will tell you that he actually reported the site to the people that allowed the site to be built or whatever because he understands technology. So I can bring that forward and prove that as well. So you don't know what you're talking about then, Terrigan. Yeah?
Well, I do, and I can bring forward all the evidence of everything that I've said, so you're a bit fucked, realistically.
And woman beaters and all this shit. Yeah? So this is how thick she is. She doesn't actually even remember what's been said. And
right, so if my children are on there, I don't know that they were on there. And if people are calling my children woman beaters, that makes them very, very sad. Yeah?
Well, would that include your friend Wendy? Because she made it very clear that your son beats up his grandchildren and pointed out that you'd rather support the son rather than your grandchildren. Remember that, don't you, Jupiter?
Because my children don't beat their wives. But if people want to believe that, that's up to them. You know?
Well, to be honest, you've kind of admitted partial truths to it, haven't you? You've literally stated that there is partial truths, but bits have been added on. You've made out like, well, some of it may have happened, but they've added on kids. And you even included Luke into that mix. Remember, Jupiter? Oh.
I think that there's small-minded, jealous bit of people on here that do nasty things because they...
What would anyone be jealous of you? Are you having a laugh? You haven't got anything that anybody would be jealous of, Jupiter. You honestly haven't. You're deluded.
Can't actually achieve the same kind of stuff that other people can, and that they think that they can demoralise people with lies and falsehoods. But
what do you think you've achieved? What do you think you've achieved, realistically? List the things you've achieved. You've achieved fuck all.
Like I said to Danny Oakes-Jones and many other people, bring forward this evidence on any of my children. Just bring it forward, bring it out and talk about it if it exists. It doesn't.
Well, we've got the video where yourself and Brian are having a chat and he says that Danny Jones sent him the evidence of the your son, the prison, the spice. We've got all that. People have heard it. People have already made their minds up. People are literally can look at that and look at the bits that you've said and tie it all in together. We know what we know, Jupiter. I understand it's embarrassing, but facts are facts.
Yeah.
I'm done. Her and Wendy, fucking hell. I think they're too old for this, I really do. I think they're both fucking entering dementia or something. No, not being funny, but when you've made that many people into fucking nonsense, How the fuck can you actually have the fucking gall to try and fucking point your scabby fucking shitty covered fingers?
Right, so I haven't made anybody into nonces.
Yeah, you have.
I've told people on here in temper, like a lot of other people have verbally, I think you're a bit noncy.
Verbally. No, you've gone a hell of a lot further than that, Jupiter. You've gone a hell of a lot further than that. And everybody's aware of it. So who are you actually trying to convince? Yourself? I don't know.
Yeah. I've said that to people that I thought were a bit strange. But I understand the word nonce to mean somebody that makes a woman feel uncomfortable just by their presence, through leering.
This is where we remix a word or whatever and make it into a different fucking meaning or whatever. She did the same with rapist. Not being funny, but rapist should just kind of be kept to what it's meant for or whatever. No. Jupiter wants to, oh, somebody's raped my mind. Fucking, you are sick as fuck.
Through jokes, unhealthy sort of like obsessions with them, stalkerish behaviour, right up to flashing, raping, sexual abuse. So when I say noncy, I'm not saying the same meaning as what I've realised much later on other people thought I meant.
Just pure word salad, innit? Just try and move away from the things that you've said, and people can just keep pulling out and go, here's where you said it again. Here's where you've called X, Y, and Z that. It goes on and on and on, doesn't it? You've actually called people rapists that are not rapists, you sick cunt.
Thought I meant that they were definitely a paedophile, when that is not how I use the terminology nonce, So, yeah, I think that was something that was cleared up much later on, and I do hope that
No, it wasn't cleared up. You just keep doing remixing the musical chairs. You're funny as fuck.
most people understand that. But actually, to call somebody a paedophile and say that they're definitely a paedophile, I would have to have evidence, and I've never put anybody in a paedophile group, ever. So, yeah.
At anybody else? To me, that is madness. Now, it was Nixie that actually called me onto the panel or whatever. I put a comment saying, morning, are you up late or up early? And then Nixie was saying, it was on a comment the other day or something while somebody was live or something, and Nixie was saying, if it was you, would you be bothered or whatever? Now, like I say, I was put on Eric's site. Do you know what I mean? My lad is on fucking Eric's site, making out as a fucking Nazi or whatever. Now, I've never fucking mentioned shit about myself. Obviously, I've mentioned it about my son. It's one of them. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. I don't give a fuck in any way, shape or form. Do you know what I mean? It's water off a fucking duck's back. Put my kids on there or what?
Treehouse, I'm aware that the site's still there. I've told the police. The police said they can't find out who's done it.
The police just ignore you because they know you're a professional bullshitter and crybaby to the police. You think it's your tool to deal with the internet or whatever your enemies.
I've got proof that Sean did report it, but for some reason they don't seem to have taken any notice. Yeah, Bleeding is on it as well. I know Bleeding's on.
Well, why did Sean report it? Or was he not doing that for you now? Because he's not on there, is he?
Yeah, I didn't know Den was on it. But look.
Yeah, you do.
If he thinks that I'm not bothered about that site, I've got a crime reference number for that. But the police...
The police ignore you because they know you're a professional bullshitter, and then when they do actually take note of anything, you delete the evidence, don't you, Jupiter? So they just don't waste their time with you.
They don't know who it is, and unless I've got more information, there's not a lot they can do. All I can hope is that whoever's done it, seriously, as a sit down and thinks to himself, well, actually, she's not a paedophile, so really I'm going to take her off. That's all I can hope.
Yeah, I'm sure Eric cares what you think.
Yeah, I've reported it to the police, Den hasn't, no.
No, Den don't care. Den knows it's irrelevant. Den knows it's absolute fabricated bullshit. But that doesn't stop you sending people there, does it, Jupiter? And you have done, and you're on video, so is what it is.
Yeah. But, you know, depending on where he sits, you know, you should report it to the police, and on other stations you say you shouldn't because it's grassing. Den just wants to attack me for the sake of attacking me. But Den's attacks don't really affect me.
Why are you sat doing a review then? Just ignore it. Why don't you tell everyone else to do?
You know, at the end of the day, I'd be as angry as, if I could find out who actually did that site, I'd be as angry with them as I am with Easy for what Easy's done. I don't think it's just...
I'll tell you what, I'll put out the evidence of them handing over from Eric to AJ. You can do with what you want. I couldn't give two fucks.
What people have done on here with a lot of this stuff that they've done, but
all you have to do is ask Wendy, or can't she remember? It's a problem, innit, for you two? I think age is catching up with you or something. Right, now I'm going to leave this for now. I'll have to come back to it because unfortunately I've got a life or whatever. I'll leave it on pause. If it goes off in between now and then I'll have to do a part 2. Right, I don't know if I can be asked doing this fucking the rest of this or not. We'll see how far we get.
what can I do?
I've been on Ghosts, I've been on Thrillers. Fucking, I don't know if I can be asked with this, but we'll see.
Yeah, Wavy, I agree that he has done that.
I might have to do a part 2 tomorrow if I can be asked.
And he's just making himself relevant and getting involved. You know. But the thing is, he's claiming that he doesn't get bothered what people say about him. But that's not true. Because I remember this man going to an autistic man's house with his dog, right? Because he claimed that autistic man called him a paedophile.
No, I didn't claim. He actually did. He also said there was a woman beater. He come out with all sorts of shit. And then off the back of that, I said to him, you've mixed me up with somebody that I'm not. You can look on my channel, you can see my face or whatever. I clearly don't sound like the guy that you believed to be or whatever. Go and do your fucking due diligence and whatever. And then, just admit that I ain't that person or whatever. Job done, is what it is. Now, that didn't seem to be happening or whatever. It kind of got peddled further and further to the point where I said, if I have to, I'll come find you or whatever, because I'm not having shit like this being said or whatever. You've got to bear in mind, he's not living far from where I live, so you're not going to let that slide realistically. And on top of that, I'd heard from Bops that he'd had social services contacted and all this shit and whatever. Just for fuck all. He'd been going at Kayla. There was fucking loads of things or whatever, and I thought, nah, he's being a little shit cunt or whatever. He kind of needs a fucking lesson or whatever. Now, I had watched on Rapids, RIP Rapid or whatever, where Rapid was telling Sean how to kind of navigate the system or whatever and get yourself so you can kind of claim for the most things and whatever. So in my opinion, I didn't believe then, and I still don't believe now that Sean is autistic. Now, even when I did go or whatever, I give him X amount of time to fucking check it out and whatever, and just a quick apology, not really harsh, do you know what I mean? Just acknowledge that you've got the wrong person and do the right thing, simple as that. Now, when all that failed, obviously I was going to locate him, and I even rang him from the bottom of the fucking road or whatever and said, look, you know, I'm now literally 2 minutes from your house or whatever. I just simply want an apology. I want you to see my face, know that it's not me, and just a quick apology. That's it. And then people have seen Jupiter saying, oh, you know, ring the police, contact counter-terrorism, tell them you want to include it into this, blah fucking blah. You name it. Do you know what I mean? All over, literally, fuck all. Because a man turned up to another man's house and wanted an apology. Fucking mental. I will say that, to be fair, Sean has apologised since and whatever, and I'll draw a line under it at that point. I'm not arsed. I don't hold a grudge.
So, you know, I don't understand why he's being pretentious and making out that it wouldn't bother people. It does bother people.
I'll add that on top of that or whatever. Let's play the game that Sean's autistic, blah, blah, blah. Why would Jupiter allow that shit to actually go on and kind of like peddle the nonsense or whatever? It don't make sense. It's either that person's vulnerable or that person's not. Now, when you know that myself and him live within quite a close vicinity or whatever, you wouldn't push him out front. You wouldn't do that. You'd kind of get him to fucking reel it in a bit or whatever. You wouldn't go down that road if you thought he was vulnerable. Now, for Jupiter to even come out with this shit or whatever, it's mad. It's like, well, what are you doing with Visa, realistically? Do you know what I mean? We've all seen that shit unfold. It seems to be very different standards. Oh, I'm going to get my midget husband, he wants to do you, and I'm going to get my sons, they all want to confront you and beat you up and rah, and I'm going to smash you. Nah, do you know what I mean? I'm not having it. It's double standards all day long.
And making out that it wouldn't bother people. It does bother people. If people think that people doing all what they've done doesn't bother me, I am human. Okay, but I'm not going to allow it bother me to the point where I fixate on it and become a mental case.
I think you've already crossed that bridge, to be honest. Not being funny, but she says, oh, I'm not a troll or whatever. Well, what have you been doing for 9 days in a row or whatever? You've literally been milking that for all it's worth, and you're pressing the buttons, which you know will get a rise. You know what I mean? When you start going on about, oh, you want to bum your son, you lick your son's ass and all this shit, it's like, what sort of degenerate are you, realistically?
I'm not going to allow it bother me to the point where I fixate on it and become a mental case. You know, I don't know why Easy got put on there. I can't even tell you why they put me on there. So, you know, all I know is that there's some very hateful people out there that would try to destroy somebody's credibility and to hurt them in the real world by doing what they do. You know? But at the end of the day, I did what I could do. I went to the police.
And the police
I went to the police. The police said they couldn't trace who it was. I suspect they could if they put the effort in, but they probably didn't want to. To them, it don't bother them. Do you know what I mean?
Not being funny, but when you like do all this shit and you involve the police and you're wasting all them resources and then you do dumb shit like delete all the evidence, why would they take you serious ever again?
But I've got the crime reference number there. I'm sure it'll all come out in the wash one day.
We've heard all that a million times, haven't we, Jupiter? You're full of shit.
Yeah, I'm going to have something to say. I'm going to point it out, and I'll point it out fucking regular or whatever. But, do you know what I mean? Who's heard me say, realistically? The only person that's ever heard it is Jupiter, when she was coming out with bullshit. And I've literally said, well, the site you're sending people to or whatever, your family's on there,
I've sent people to that site to report it. I've never told people to go and look at it for other people.
No, you're a liar and you're on video lying, so we'll go down that road if you want.
I've told you to go and look at it and told you that you're on there And that if you're bothered about all these other things, why don't you do something about that site?
Oh, you know I'm on there now, but yet earlier on this video you was fairly sure that I wasn't. That's what I mean, you're just full of shit from start to finish. You stand on nothing.
You know, if you're so marvellous then, and you're so brilliant, and you know everything, why haven't you sorted that site out? Seeing as you're better than me, you can do better than me. Why don't you?
I couldn't give two fucks about a fucking site that some fat piece of shit fucking runs or whatever. Only degenerates go over there. Do you think anybody normal is literally visiting that site?
Go and sort that site out then. So it'd do us all a favour. Obviously, you quite like being on there, I suppose.
You're on there, you're a fucking paedophile, you're a nonce or whatever, according to that site. So are all your sons and shit.
Not being funny, but I can actually bring this to a fucking conclusion that suits me. I can actually hold this prick to account, and the more shit that carries on and on and on, fucking more third party trolls being given information and whatever, the bigger deal I can fucking make of it. It is that simple. I'm in no rush at the end of the day. It's not me that has to fucking look over my shoulder every day, is it? He knows full well that I know where he lives. He knows full well I know all the details that there is to know now. Whether that be work, home, business, fucking the lot. So I couldn't give two fucks. While fat people are sweating, I'm happy, to be honest.
According to that site. So are all your sons and shit. So send people there all you like.
I wasn't aware my children are on there as well, but if they've put my children on there, that just goes to tell me just how sad some people are. So for some
You are, because I've already told you, Jupiter. So you're just embarrassing yourself at this point.
reason, they've got themselves so wound up, they're not just angry at me, they've decided to add all my children on there. Yeah, I think that's crazy. I wonder what kind of individual has got that kind of mindset that they'd actually be putting people on there that they don't even know just to spite the person online.
Well, it's not hard to work out, is it, really, Stella? Wendy was sat with him while it was being discussed, while he was changing it at the hands of Eric to AJ, because Eric has stuff to lose and AJ has nothing to lose, as he quite clearly made out.
And not even worry about the grandchildren or the children.
I put the video
Could
out.
be some really damn right low evil bastard that's probably a convict or something.
No.
Yeah. You know, somebody who's got absolutely no morals would make that site. Somebody who's very jealous. But I don't know who it is then. So go and sort it out. Seeing as you're this big...
She does. I've literally spelt it out to her or whatever. But I put the video out just to literally rub salt in the wound.
hero and you can sort everything out and you know how to deal with things, go and get rid of the site.
That was when she realised her family was on there. So I don't know who told her it was a good idea to send people there or whatever.
No, you didn't inform me then. That's a fucking outrageous lie. I'd already been arguing with people for a long time trying to find out who it was. It's an outrageous lie. In fact, I think the person who told me about it was, let me think, I think it might have been Bleeding and Esau. I think it might have been them. Certainly wasn't you, Dan, because I had no idea you was even on it.
Well, we'll just put the video back out again. It's not a problem.
You can have a let me. Yeah, I'll rob you off the fucking road then. How about that? Fucking prick. Fucking dash on that heel. So, yeah.
Right, so Danny Oates Jones has just been and checked it and he said my kids are not on there at all. I didn't think my children were on there. I don't...
Alright, we'll just believe Danny Jones, yeah, that had a fucking hand in it. As we will see, I'm giving these a video tomorrow or whatever. It's got fucking telltale signs around it all or whatever, as you will see.
As far as I knew, they were never on there. I didn't believe my kids were on there. I believe it was just an attack on me. So, Den's lied again.
Den's lied again as a hunker-doke.
He's actually lied again to try and make things worse and to try and convince people that there must be something nefarious about my children, which actually makes you pretty low, Den.
How would that make sense when my lads on there? They're making out my lads are fucking Nazis. Far from that. So, you're just talking shit now, aren't you, realistically?
You know, trying to throw all that in there. That's just disgusting. Hoax Police said, in fact, most of the video used are gone. Yeah. Well, I hope whoever it is has removed me because...
Yeah, so they've been removing shit left, right and centre. I'm not being funny, but I'm not going to go around documenting everything for everybody else or whatever. I've documented what I need to document, like I give a fuck about your kids. You don't give a fuck about your own kids. Why would... You're mad.
You know, I do think I'm a mouthy cow, but I'm
not being funny, but when he knows the game's up and now all the people that you've tried to terrorise now are aware where you are, where you work, where you live, what your wife looks like, who you're... It just goes on and on and on. Realistically, do you think he's going to have the same size balls as he did when he was fucking anonymous? No, I don't think so.
Just think calling me a paedophile, putting me on walls and stuff is ridiculous. You know? But I don't know why he said that. I never believed that they were on there. But again, he's had to lie, so let's carry on.
It is what it is.
Unlike you, I've not had to lie, Jupiter. You've had to lie throughout the whole time that you've been on YouTube. I've not had to lie. I don't need to lie.
If Nixie can't see that, like, Jupiter will play that card and try and drag Nixie in as yet another troll shield or whatever, that's up to Nixie or whatever. I've said to Nixie tonight...
I don't need Nixie as a troll shield, and if anything, I was defending Nixie against Easy, not the other way around, because Easy had actually claimed that Nixie was the one that reported her to the police, reported Easy to the police, along with Taffy. And I questioned that fact then, because it was Kermit, and Kermit proved it. So again, then, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't need Nixie to argue with anyone for me.
Yeah, you do. You need everyone around you to do all this fucking shit for you. You always have done and you always will do, you pathetic.
She's already arguing with Moon and Easy. And even if I never said another word about those two people, she would still be arguing with them. What you mean is you don't want me and Nixie talking. It's strange how you've gone around everybody that talks to me to try and convince them not to talk to me.
Well, you can ask Nixie if I ever said don't talk to Jupiter. Nixie, if you're listening, do you want to put a comment? Do you want to speak to Jupiter in person? Have I ever said that? Have I ever suggested that? What I have said is don't get dragged in and don't get used. Simple as that, because we know what you're about.
You know, I'm beginning to think that you are obsessed with me, and it's kind of strange, because I've seen some obsessions on here, but yours is becoming rather apparent.
I mean...
Yeah, that's what I need. An obsession with a nearly 60-year-old fucking woman like you. Mad.
Obviously, I can understand that yourself and Easy have got issues or whatever, but, you know, if you're going to pursue out, stick to your own issues. Don't, like, get dragged into Jupiter's fucking bullshit or whatever, because it's never in.
Right, CT says, I just looked and it says Chrissy Morris at the bottom of the page. After it says Go Daddy, I don't know what that means. I know that I sound really ignorant. Yeah, put the link in this side chat if you can, CT, and always or somebody else who's a bit more technical can tell me. I don't.
Pretty sure I said that on the beginning part before I fucking did a part 2 or whatever.
Look, I'm not really technical with computers. I admit that. I don't know if that is indicative of something or not. You know, if you go to the account, right at the bottom of the login page, it says Chrissy Morris.
Not being funny, but if you would have gone to the police and done all this whatever and you reported it, they would have already spelt these things out for you, so you're just showing that you're full of shit.
I don't know. You know, this is it. It's just... Well, he's never going to get closer to me, Wavy. I just think it's strange that he's this obsessed. But yeah, no, I don't want him anywhere near me.
Wavy getting involved again. You need to learn how to fucking keep your beak out of other people's shit. Won't like it if I start bringing your shit back up, would you, Ava? Can do if you want.
I'm not being funny, but everybody that's ever helped Jupiter out has ended up being stabbed in the back. Not being funny, but the Discord shit or whatever, you had two people. Bear in mind, giving a fucking statement is a big deal, realistically, because you're putting your name to it. For those that want to remain anonymous, it's a big deal. Now, we're seeing off the back of that what happened. You had Mood that did.
Right, listen, I'm only going to tell you this one time, you fit cunt. I wasn't a witness and no one did a witness statement for me. I wasn't a victim.
You said you was a witness, you fucking weird cunt.
Just because it got dropped in my Discord doesn't make me a victim. Because I wasn't there, I didn't see it and it didn't affect me.
You said you was a victim. You jump into a lot of conclusions, aren't you?
It wasn't on my computer. There was
It was your group. It was your group. It is that simple. So they was making a statement for you. It is that simple.
no danger of me being in any trouble at all. The people that got affected were Crystal, Moon, and whoever else was in there. They were the real victims, and the real major victims were the poor child in those images.
Yeah, you're that bothered about the child, but you deleted the evidence. Well done, Jupiter. Now, nobody needed to know who the witnesses was. What you should have done is just reported it, made the statements, told nobody on YouTube and let it take its course. But no, Jupiter wanted to milk it and milk it and milk it for more views.
I only did what I thought was the best I could do with the circumstances and report it.
Remember when Jupiter was saying, oh, Hector was on the phone 999 for hours and it ran into days? What a load of shit. Dave had to keep telling you, you need to report it, Jupiter. You need to take it to the police, Jupiter. You need to stop talking about it all over the internet, Jupiter.
For the police to get involved and see if they could find out what evil cunt did that. The witness statements weren't for me, they were for the police. I don't owe Crystal anything. And in fact, the way that they all sodded the case up, I don't feel no guilt at all.
So they sodded it up. So Moon and Crystal making a statement fucked up the case, did it? It weren't you. It weren't you by deleting all the evidence, yeah? It was Moon and Crystal. Okay.
And I do have my own suspicions now on several people, but again, I can't prove nothing. So unlike you, then, I'm not...
You never can prove anything, that's the thing. You just run your fucking flabby mouth and just shout out loads of bullshit without any evidence of anything. You're a cunt. You're a piece of shit. You're fucking wronger.
going to go around trying to cast aspersions on people.
No, it's not like you, that is it, Jupiter?
Did a statement, a police statement for Jupiter. You had Crystal that did a statement for Jupiter to try and catch the culprit who dropped the CSA or whatever. Now, look what happened with that.
No one did a statement for me. They did a statement for the police. They did a statement for the police.
Yeah, you've addressed that already, Jupiter. You're a bit repetitive, aren't you?
And I wasn't the victim. I might have been the target that they were hoping to victimise. But I wasn't in there. I wasn't a victim. I couldn't even be a witness. I didn't see nothing. So it wasn't me affected. When are you going to understand that, you fool?
You sound affected.
For 2 years, that Crystal had removed her statement, took her statement back, blah, 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 this, that and the other. It was bullshit. That was absolute nonsense. And I've been told that Moon has also said she's not removed her thing. She just said it at the time because...
Yeah, and this is funny, isn't it? All of a sudden, in our beliefs, Moon just says things at the time. I mean, only 2 weeks ago, she was open at 8. A month ago, she was open at 8. In fact, he was using the fact that he believed that she was open at 8 as a smear against me because I talked to and was civil to the woman.
Well, I'm not being funny, but Wendy sat with Hope Not Hate and was an active participant for all that time. And you say that she's not Hope Not Hate, and Danny Roscoe said that she's not Hope Not Hate. So how can Moon be? How are you working this out realistically? Moon may well have said, I've been to Hope Not Hate, I've been to Prevent or whatever. There's no proof to it, like you said to me, is there? Yeah? So, you're just going to keep crashing into your own words, aren't you, Jupiter? So
whilst I was talking to her, she was the worst person in the world. She was open at 8. And, that was something that should be wiped off on me. But the minute that we're not talking, all of a sudden Moon's the best thing since sliced cheese.
Well, isn't that because when Moon said what she said, whether she did or she didn't, you provided some bullshit the next day, tried remixing it. Oh, she didn't say that, blah, blah, blah. I got mixed up and muddled up my words. All this bullshit. All these things people have already seen, Jupiter. So, if she wasn't, whatever, if she was, you covered up for it. Now, you didn't know at the time whether she was or she wasn't, did you? But you put that fucking bullshit in place regardless. So, yeah.
You're mad then, Terrigan. You really are.
Okay.
Because she was getting harassed or whatever for, what do you call it, the case number or whatever, for people to confirm that it had been reported. And why was that happening? Down to Jupiter again. Because it was days of Dave having to say, you need to report it, blah, blah, blah.
Right, that's again not true. I've shown people the actual email. The date it happened, Moon's got, so she can corroborate the date that it happened, and I've shown people the email and the crime reference number of when it was reported.
Yeah, I'm sure Moon's going to back you up with anything, isn't she?
So I don't know why you're saying that it was days. That's not true at all. I've actually put the crime reference number out.
You've literally been on lives saying, so let's say it's Monday. You're saying on the Monday, oh, I'm going to report it. And then Tuesday comes and it's, oh, I've reported it. And then when Wednesday comes, oh, I'm going to report it. Stop chatting shit, Jupiter.
At one stage, people were saying there was no crime reference
number. Not being funny, but the people that are sat with you now, people that are reluctant to answer fucking simple questions, yeah, they know. They spoke out at the time. Do you not think I'm sat on the lives? Do you not think I am? Okay.
And the funny thing is then, that you're sticking up for all these people. Dave never reported it. Crystal never reported it. Have you ever asked yourself why? When they were actually...
Dave never seen it. Crystal made a report. What more do you want? Fucking blood?
Well, Crystal was definitely a victim. And Dave come in 1 minute afterwards and was aware and actually saw it before, I was even aware.
No, he didn't see it at all. Stop lying, Jupiter.
But he never reported it, not even for his girlfriend's sake. Have you ever questioned that? And then on top of that...
No, because it didn't happen, Jupiter. It's a figment of your imagination that you've remixed now. You never said that at the time, did you?
Moon's police didn't even investigate it. It was only when I called up the police that they decided to go and take a look and open an investigation.
Yeah, because it's your group.
You see, Dan, you can keep remixing, but it's not going to make sense.
Yeah, I'm not the one that does remixing.
And she kept swapping and changing it. 1 minute she's reported it, then she's reporting it tomorrow.
Your problem, Jupiter, is we've got all the recordings of what happened before, during and after, so it's not going to end well for you, is it, realistically? By all means, do a 9-day episode with me. It won't go down well, I can assure you.
I think, to be honest, the only reason she reported it is because Dave was having a go at her. Now, when Moon and Crystal have been good enough to fucking put that...
No, that was Dave's remix, and maybe Dave see it that way, but that's Dave's remix. That's not true.
Well, that's not what the evidence says, Jupiter.
But there is doubt in my mind with a lot of stuff then, because it's really funny, because around the time that all happened, it did appear like you were trying to whisper in Dave's ear not to talk to me. You do know that, didn't you? And actually, when you look at things, you could, if I was as nutty as easy, I could look and say, Den's been trolling me for a long time. He was whispering poison into Dave's ear. Wonder if he was responsible.
Not being funny, Jupiter, but you've already tried this. I've never even had Discord, so...
I could actually do that. But the thing is, I can't prove it because there's no evidence, Den.
You can never prove anything. It never stops your fucking gums running, does it?
Because you do seem a bit over-obsessed with stuff that I had no control over and I wasn't even a witness to. Anything I said or done had no bearing on the case at all. That's how stupid...
While it comes to mind, why did you send the images or whatever the fuck it was? Why did you send them to ESO? Why did you do that? That was a bit weird, isn't it? Isn't that a crime, Jupiter? I think it is.
You are, then. You just don't understand the law.
That reporting or whatever.
And we've got ESO acknowledging that he's received them, blah, 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 it's disgusting, all this, whatever. So you've sent indecent images and he's received indecent images. Well done.
Go on, you little cunt. Go on, you little cunt. Fucking little specky cunt. Hate mornings. Yeah, when you've had people good enough to fucking make a statement or whatever, you know, was Jupiter grateful? Was that the case? Or did she blame Crystal for 2 years? I think she's even blamed.
So I don't blame Crystal for what happened in that group. I've never said that I blame Crystal. Don't know where you got that from. The person that I always...
I'm going to put out the blackmail that you fucking did with Wendy or whatever on Dave and Crystal. I'm going to put that out in the next day or two. Enjoy that as well, you fat cunt.
Said that I thought it was most likely to be was Blisco until I gained other knowledge to say, okay, I'm dismissing that now. And I was consistent with that. I don't know why you're rewriting things, but that's because you want to try causing more arguments and start people arguing again. As far as I'm concerned, it's dead, it's done in the water. The opportunity to get justice through whoever was in those
Yeah, because you deleted the evidence. We all know that.
photos.
That's one thing we all agree on.
It's past, and a lot of people should actually reflect on their behaviour at the time, you know. But whatever.
Blamed Moon as of the last few months or whatever. Oh, they both removed the fucking statements, blah, blah, blah. That's why it collapsed. No, it didn't. It collapsed because your fat ass didn't want to fucking hand over your probably stolen devices that your fucking son gave you, a big handful of phones, apparently.
Oh, yeah, apparently. Where's that then? Have you got proof or evidence of that?
Yes, we've got your live feed where you've said some guy tried to rob your son and your son robbed them and they give you a big shitload of phones. Yeah, we've got that. Do you want to hear that as well?
Then? And what do you mean my phones are stolen? You're such a fucking wanker. Why would my phones be stolen? I pay a fucking phone bill every week for my phone. Why would I need to steal phones? Sometimes you say the fucking most ridiculous of things, thinking that I'm going to get upset. That's mad.
No, it's mad that you say things and then forget that you've said them and think that other people are that dumb that they forgot. No, we're not that dumb, Jupiter.
This.
You didn't want to hand over your devices regardless. You've admitted that. You've admitted that to me. You fucking knobhead. Fucking... Oh, I'll lose my shit in a minute. So, yeah. It is what it is. Jupiter's going to keep remixing and lying her ass off or whatever. Also, look at that. Do you know what I mean? Considering those are the people that actually went out the way to report it and hold somebody to account and whatever.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about because the image wasn't a baby. So I don't know what Fat Dan and showing naked babies got to do with anything. The image was not a baby.
How do you know? I thought you hadn't seen it. Bit weird.
I don't even know where you got that from.
Oh, but you do know because you sent it to ESO, didn't you? Oh, yeah.
What was the thanks for that or whatever? You've seen Crystal be attacked for all that time. You've seen Moon be attacked and end up probably feeling sorry for her and ended up sat back with her again. And now look, realistically, fucking trying to attack Moon yet again. And she still attacks Crystal all the way through it. Do you know what I mean? So this is the shit cunt that you're dealing with. So for you, Nixa, to think that you're like, oh, you know, she said something good about it.
Right, so let me categorically state here, I don't believe that it was Crystal who had done it. Not unless she was in cahoots with Dave, and I don't believe that that's who done it. I don't believe that. But I could be wrong. I'm only saying that I don't believe it's them because I've got no evidence it was them.
Nobody said you did, but you have threatened to blackmail him, as I will prove. I'll probably do it tomorrow, if not Sunday.
At the end of the day, then, you're sitting here saying that people are talking about Crystal. I haven't spoken about Crystal for months. I think the last time was when Moon brought it up. In fact, if we were to go back and look at what Moon said around the time, I think you'll find it was Moon that was slagging off Crystal, not myself.
I think it's more interesting the blackmail that you and Wendy tried, to be honest, and that's what I'm going to put forward.
But as per usual, then you seem to be, what's the word? Obsessed with me. What happened then? Is it because I rejected you and told you that I don't think that I need somebody like you? You know when Danny Roscoe said on my panel the other day that that Tom Prophet, Phantom Prophet, is very much like you. They come on, they ingratiate themselves, they try to give you compliments, and then the next minute they're trying to tell you how to run your show, who to talk to, how you're supposed to do things, because they think that they're some big leader.